What's up everyone, welcome back to Just Finish Coding. This is part 6 of our platformer game development series on Scratch 3, so let's get coding.
Just finished coding.
Now quick interjection here, if you've not watched parts 1 to 5, please watch them before you come here because we're picking up from where we left off and you'll be very lost. I'll leave a card for you right here. Please watch the videos and then come right back. If you're still here, I'm going to assume that you've watched parts 1 to 5, in which case you should almost have your platformer game complete. And in this video, we'll be finishing off the entire game by adding the blocks as well as changing up the background and also spicing things up a little bit with the end screen. Let's get right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is to change up the background and turn it into a kind of blue sky background, alright? So I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and then within this I'm just going to choose a rectangle, set the outline to be transparent, and I'm going to fill it with a light cyan blue color like that. So just put in the color at the entire, throughout this entire inner rectangle, and you should have your background already. So I'm going to leave the background for now, and now I'm going to import the block. So the first block is going to be called block 3, and actually I'm not going to import the block. Okay, what I'm going to do is to duplicate keys 3, and I will be just changing up this costume. So I'm going to say within choose a costume, upload costume, and the blocks would be in the folder called blocks. So first you want to click on 1.svg, alright, and this is going to be the first block where you can see that it's pretty large in size. And this block will be responsible for coming in level 3. So what I'm going to do is to head over to the code now, and within the platformer script I'm going to change the level to be 3. And I'm obviously going to rename this. I'm going to call this block 3, alright? And I'm going to remove this when I receive try key message, and instead say when I receive delete block 3, alright? And in this case I'm just going to hide it right away, and that is pretty much going to be it. We just basically hide the block, and if we're also touching the player, and we need to check for that as well, but we can do that in the player sprite itself. So what I'm going to do now is, I think I set the level back to 3. I'm going to hit the green flag, and yep, this block is going to be here. That is going to be our idea, and to do that you can head over to the block and you can change the x and y coordinates. The x coordinate is going to be -25, and the y coordinate is going to be about 74. Alright, I'm going to try doing that, and there you go. That is going to be our first blockade, and you can see that we cannot go beyond this in case we touch it. Now obviously we need to set up the collisions, which I'll be doing right now, and things are extremely simple for the collisions. Within this OR statement where you're touching spikes or touching lava, you just add a couple more ORs, and I'm actually going to do that entire collision after I set up all the blocks. So I'm going to duplicate this once and another time, and within this block 2 I'm going to call this block 4, and this I'm going to call as block 5. Okay, I should do that first and then come here. So this is going to be block 4. Perfect. So now I'm going to head over to the costumes of block number 4, and I'm going to import costume number 2. There we go. I'm going to delete costume 1, and within block 5 I'm going to import costume number 3. So upload costume, click on costume 3 and delete costume 1. There we go. So now you can head over to block 4, change this to delete block 4, change this one in block 5 to delete block 5, and you also need to change in the positions. So in this case, both of these blocks are going to be when the level is 4. So if level is equal to 4, this block is going to be, let me actually switch the level so that I can show you. Okay, let me change that one here as well. So level is 4. And let's set level to be 4 in the platformer sprite as well. And I think this is occupying a little bit too much space, but anyway, so this is going to be level 4. Let's click the green flag, and there you go. So this block right here is going to come here, and this one is going to be going right here. So that's going to be our entire idea with setting up the blocks and all that. Okay, so now here we need to change the position of this block. So for the x position, I'm going to change it to be about -142. So it's pretty much to the left right here. And the y position is going to be really up as well. It's going to be 148. I'm going to hit that, and there you go. That is going to be our block. I think we'll change it a little bit more to the left, maybe 144, so that it doesn't cover. Okay, 145. I think that's the ideal number. Okay, now 145. Okay, I meant 143. I just get a little bit confused with the negative values. Yep, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Probably a little bit more pixel perfect would be one more, but I think this isn't pixel perfect and we're in between 2 pixels or something. So I'll leave it right there. So now within block 5, you want to change this x and y, these x and y coordinates as well. And the x coordinate is going to be -4, so almost to the center. And the y coordinate is going to be 16. So now let's hit this button and there you go. Okay, it's a little bit to the right. I'm going to set the x value back to be, I think, -1 or something. So it's almost to the center. Okay, that is the center. All right, so -8 then, or -7. So I'm going to click OK. Maybe a little bit more to the right. So -6. I think this should do, yeah, that did the trick. And now we have everything set up. Now I'm going to head over to the platformer sprite and I'm going to set up all the collisions here. So within that OR, you can duplicate it and have another OR, and you can duplicate that once more to have another OR within that OR. So quite a few collisions. What I'm going to do now is to head over to the sensing tab and I'm going to say if touching block 1 or block 3, and then I'm going to change that once again to if touching block 4, and then I'm going to change this once again to if touching block 5. So that's quite a long script there, but just hold on. So block 5, and I'm going to zoom out really out so that I can move this code down here somewhere, and yep, there we go. So now I can zoom back in and I will change all of this and I'll put this entire OR inside of this first OR, and okay, there isn't enough space. Yep, this script is quite big and it's really annoying to work with, but we will be having this set up. So I'll be putting that, oops, not there. I'll be putting this right here. Okay, it's just randomly going into blocks. Okay, the if then is up there, and okay, how on earth did we have, okay, I don't know how this happened, but we need to move this out of this level. So the not level is equal to 4 goes here, and the collisions are going to go, I believe, right here, and I got them way down unnecessarily, so I'm going to move them back up, and I think, yep, we will be able to put them in now. So I'm going to zoom out all the way and just drag and drop this collision right here. So drag this and drop. Perfect. So that is going to be our collision, and I'm going to move all this code below, and I will be changing this code in here as well. So I will be dragging this up, and let's focus on pulling this block even below, and let's put that back here. Okay, so that's the disadvantage of having really long code, but I think it was okay. All of this is going to comprise of the entire game, and everything that's left is just got to do with the end screen. Within choose a sprite, now you can click upload sprite, and you can head over to your main folder once again and then click uwin.svg. So this is going to be our end screen, very simple. And I'm going to start off like this. So when I receive initialize, then what we're going to do is we are going to hide, and when we do receive player wins, which is when the player has hit the green flag in the 4th level, we will go to the front layer. So go to front layer, and then we will show ourselves, and after waiting for a second or something, we'll just hide. So show, or maybe we'll just hide right away. I don't really think there's any point waiting, so I'm just going to say stop all. I didn't mean hide, I meant stop all. So now let's head over back to the platformer, and here you need to set up one more thing. So when we are broadcasting player wins, it's important to note that the platformer can still be moved, and although this should be happening pretty fast, things can still happen. So what I'm going to do right up is set up a new variable within this begin. So I'm going to set up new variable. I'm going to say, what's this variable called? I'm going to set it to be can move. And once again, I'm going to set it for this sprite only. Click OK. And initially you want to set can move to be yes. And within your platformer engine, you can just have a huge if else. Put all of this within the if and say if can move is equal to yes, then we do all of this. But if can move is equal to no, then we just wait until can moves yes, which is never actually going to happen. So we just wait as a result, and our platformer script never executes. That's the idea. So I'm going to add in a wait until, and where's that block? Yeah, wait until can move is equal to yes. Can move is yes. Oops. Can move. There we go. So that is going to be our code right there. And what you can do here is to set can move to yes. Where's that? I saw it right here. Yep, there we go. So set can move to be not yes, but no. And perfect. That is pretty much all that's needed. The last thing that you need to do is to head over to the level and then click and then say within this player win sprite, you can just say hide variable level. The last thing you need to do is to head over to the platformer sprite, and you need to change this level back to be 1 because obviously our level starts at 1. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you come to the end of the platformer game development series, and if you did everything correctly, your game should be working out by now. Surprisingly, I finished all the videos within 6 parts, and I didn't really expect to do that. But anyway, that's well and good, and I do hope that you've enjoyed this entire series. If you want to learn how to make new games on Scratch, then make sure you click on the playlist on your screen right here, and that'll take you to a brand new game segment. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.